Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Villa, No Filler. Please remember to subscribe to the show. Click that subscribe button, treble underline in it. Chelsea nil, Aston Villa nil. We go to a replay. And to be fair, given the fact that Chelsea's home form is very strong at the moment, and the fact that they look like a team who are slowly coming together under Pochettino, I think a draw away at Stamford Bridge is actually a fairly decent result. How would I describe this game? Well, quite unusual in that it was quite a strange game, I thought. I thought first half, I think it started all right. I think Villa were fine. Right up until the point we got that disallowed goal through Douglas Luiz, handball. It did hit his hand, so fair enough. But kind of after that, and it seems to be a running theme here. When Villa have a goal disallowed, other teams seem to come into the game a bit more. Happening against Bournemouth, Everton, and now Chelsea. But it felt like after about the 20th minute mark in the first half, Chelsea were all over us for the rest of that half. And their high press caused us no end of problems. So very high energy and maybe a bit more energetic and a bit more up to speed, having played a few nights ago against Middlesbrough and got that 6-1 result. So maybe that actually benefited them in the first half, whereas we were coming back from time on the beach out in Dubai, probably. I'm assuming it's Dubai is where the footballers go, topping up the tans, drinking the pina coladas, and then you come back to Chelsea, and they're a young athletic team. So they pressed us very high, and I thought they did a fantastic job of doing that, Chelsea, in the first half. Cole Palmer was constantly onto Martinez. I think it was, I want to say, Conor Gallagher going on to Longley. They just didn't allow us to play out from the back. And so basically, every time we got the ball at the back, we'd be looking up and think, well, don't know where to play it to, because it feels like if I play it into Boubacar Kamara or Douglas Luiz, they're just going to have someone jumping right on their back. So we end up resorting to going long ball and just generally lose the ball that way. So I think Chelsea's high energy press really worked in the first half. And I think that Conor Gallagher's runs were very, very good, really good. He was breaking that high line a lot, and he was basically timing his run really, really well because he'd play quite deep. But then, as Chelsea would progress with the ball, he would just lurk through our midfield like a ghost in the machine, like a whisper in the wind, and then just he'd wait, pick his moment, and it was between Longley and Moreno on the left, and he would always run in between the two, and he kept getting in time and time again. Really good play from Gallagher, really good coaching from Pochettino, if that's what he told him to do. He's obviously observed Aston Villa and thought, is there a chink in the armor? Is there somewhere I can just put that sword through and maybe injure them? And I think they found something there. But to be honest, I think when I think of the chances that happened tonight, I think most of Chelsea's clear-cut chances came from Aston Villa putting ourselves in danger. First half, Clement Longley passes it straight to Cole Palmer, who whacks it at Emi Martinez. Thank God we have the best goalkeeper in the world. Madueke, I think, had a chance, hit it straight at Emi Martinez. And I think that came about from Cole Palmer, a piece of brilliance from him. Cole Palmer, if you've ever played FIFA in a game, FIFA on the PlayStation or whatever, Cole Palmer is like somebody you play against who doesn't sprint, but just twists and turns in ways that you're like, I cannot get near this guy or tackle him. Why can't I tackle this person? And Cole Palmer's like a real life version of that. He's excellent, Palmer. And yes, laid it on for Madueke. Again, big save from Martinez. Another chance that we gave away was in the second half where Martinez kicked it into Cole Palmer, who then should have volleyed it but missed it. And then another one was where Boubacar Kamara passed it back to Martinez, who just got there ahead of I want to say Conor Gallagher. But in the first half, the other chance they had was where Sterling, I think, fantastic pass from Sterling in behind us, and I think it was Palmer again hit it low across from Madueke, who wasn't that convincing for me. I didn't think he looked brilliant. Should have scored from about 2 yards out. Martinez makes a save again. So look, we rode our luck in the first half. They really put us under pressure with the high press. We struggled to play it out. Couldn't really get Martinez, or rather Luiz and Kamara into it to dominate in the middle. I thought there were patches of good stuff from John McGinn at times in the first half. I think Tielemans looked a little off the pace in the first half, but I think he got better in the second half. Um, but I think one key miss, Pau Torres. I just think Villa don't look as good without him. That's not to say I think Longley's a bad player. I don't think he is at all. I think he's actually a very good player, but he's not Pau Torres. And I think something I noticed with Longley, he doesn't really love turning out on his left foot and passing it out to the left. He tends to prefer to keep passing it inside, towards his right. I don't really know why that is, and that's what led to him passing it straight to Cole Palmer, who then missed the chance. Um, yeah, I think just saying it with Longley, Longley's a very good defender. He's a very capable one, but he's just not quite. He's not Pau Torres, and Pau Torres does make a massive difference for us in attack as well because his ability to progress with the ball, his ability to pick a pass, we can't replace that. We just really can't. So we do miss him, and hopefully he's not out for too long. But look, second half, I think Villa really got into it. I think Chelsea started again quite well in the second half, but Villa, it felt like Chelsea were carried all that momentum from the Middlesbrough game into this, whereas we came off the beach, and it looked a bit like that in the first half. Second half, Villa looked the fitter team, and Villa just started to play their way in and started to turn the screw. And the only chances I can think Chelsea had in the second half really was the two times we gave the ball away, Kamara and Martinez. We got away with it, but I'd never really felt Chelsea were that threatening in the second half at all. And I can't help but look at them and think they really miss a dominant striker. If they had a Didier Drogba, for instance, tonight, I'm fairly sure they'd have scored a goal. But no, wasn't to be tonight, thankfully. But I think Villa really played their way into it, and you started to see again, didn't you? What just fills you with such joy and fills me with such love, like Romeo looking up at Juliet on the balcony, me looking at Professor Unai on the sideline and with his suave haircut like the Basque James Bond. It's that Villa can just play such wonderful football when we really, come alive and fill ourselves with confidence and pick our passes properly. And I think Tielemans grew into it in the second half. Luiz was kind of everywhere, wasn't he? Just his clever passing, his intelligent movement. What a player. Kamara was very good, but for that one pass, he almost gave that goal he almost gave away. I think Cash, very unlucky not to score. That was a fantastic save from the Chelsea keeper. I forget his name now. That was a truly amazing save. I thought that was in. I think McGinn I thought was good second half as well. I think all the Villa players really came into it in the second half, and full credit to them. Again, a tough away day at Stamford Bridge on a Friday night. The 6,000 travelling Villa fans, of course, helped with the atmosphere, but it was good to see Villa come alive in the second half because, Villa have been a bit patchy for the last month now, really, been, little bit less convincing than we were earlier this season. So history tells you, we've seen Villa have great starts to season and then fall away from January onwards. I just want to believe, and I want to believe that won't happen under Unai Emery. This is not John Gregory's Villa. This is not Martin O'Neill's Villa. This is Unai Emery's Villa. This is a man who's been there and done it. What I saw in the second half today filled me with a lot of happiness and made me feel, okay, this is something to carry into the Newcastle game on Tuesday night. Of course, they play tomorrow on Saturday night. So yeah, I think second half we were unlucky not to score. I mean, we had a few, and Ezri Konsa almost scored, just went wide. John McGinn, coming across, his shot just went wide. And I think Zaniolo, he only came on for 10 minutes. I thought he looked really good when he came on, actually. He looked really good. And he got to play on the right wing, which is his natural position where he wants to play. And if, is ever since the Brentford game, Zaniolo, he's been looking a lot better. He's not featured that much, but when he has had an opportunity, he's looked more convincing. And he's growing into a player who I think in the second half of this season, if he gets more minutes, and if he starts games and he plays the way he has, like in the 10 minutes he showed today against Chelsea, could have a real player in the second half of the season. Because like I say, the way he did Chilwell for dead, and then whipped that ball across to McGinn, that could have been the winner. And there were one or two other occasions with Zaniolo tonight. I thought, oh, that was good. Crossfield passes, holding off a man, playing the right ball, not holding on to it a second too long, which I think you could criticise him for earlier this season. So that was, I thought, really positive little display from Zaniolo there. So, ever since that Sheffield United game, ever since the Brentford game where he looked good when he came on, he's been looking in the tones he's got to shine a bit better. So that was a positive, I think. Look, like I say, we rode a look, made trouble for ourselves, but this is Unai Emery's Aston Villa. We're resolute, we're resilient, and we grow into games. And I thought we showed some real class in the second half as well. Strange game, moments of bad, moments of real good. So I'd say a draw probably just about is fair enough. It's annoying we have to have a replay, but we go to Villa Park, hopefully a full house, get ready to lay the smack down on those southern gits coming up to our neck of the woods, mate. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the game. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Please subscribe on here. I'm going to put this out on audio as well, so please follow us on Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, wherever the hell you get your podcasts. Leave us nice reviews. Why not? 5-star reviews. That helps us get up the charts. You can do it on your phone on Spotify. You can do it on Apple. All these things. It just helps us grow and keep getting momentum. Like Aston Villa in the second half today, getting momentum. And like I say, please comment below on YouTube. Let us know what you thought, and tweet us online as well. Let us know what you thought of the game. What a team. I'll be speaking to a Newcastle fan, Freddie Bunn, regular guest on the show now, ahead of the Newcastle game. Can't wait. I'm pretty excited now for that game, like what I saw second half. So yeah, let's keep the momentum going in the league, because we're going to win the bloody league, aren't we? Up the mighty Villa.